On March 20th, 1998, the Bradley family from Virginia began a long-awaited Caribbean vacation aboard the cruise ship Rhapsody of the Seas. For 23-year-old Amy, an athletic and vibrant young woman, it was a welcome break before starting her career as a personal trainer. The first few days were perfect, filled with sunshine, exotic ports, and the sparkling blue waters of the Southern Caribbean. The family enjoyed the ship's amenities, from the pools and decks to the lively bars and dance clubs each night. On the evening of March 23rd, the ship docked in Curacao, and the Bradleys experienced the vibrant local nightlife. Amy, her brother Brad, and their parents returned to the ship around 2 a.m., still buzzing from the night out. Back on board, Amy and Brad decided to continue the night at the ship's disco, while their parents went to sleep. Amy spent time dancing with a band member named Blue, a stocky man with striking blue eyes. Later, she was seen talking intimately with a bartender named Alistair Douglas, who went by the nickname Yellow. Around 3:30 a.m., Brad, feeling tired, decided to head back to the cabin, leaving Amy asleep on a deck chair. He covered his sister with a blanket, assuming she would follow him shortly to their shared cabin. At 5:15 a.m., Ron Bradley was awakened by the sound of the cabin door. He saw Amy standing on the balcony. "Good night, Dad," she whispered, before he drifted back to sleep, thinking nothing of the brief encounter. That was the last time any of her family would ever see Amy Lynn Bradley. When Ron and Ivor awoke a few hours later, Amy was not in her bed. Her belongings were untouched. A growing sense of panic set in as they searched the small cabin and found no note, no clue to her whereabouts. They immediately alerted the ship's crew. A full-scale search of the massive vessel was launched immediately. The crew combed every deck, every pool, every public space, but there was no sign of the young woman. The captain made the grim announcement that the ship would be searched again, and the Coast Guard would be notified. The relaxing family vacation had instantly become every parent's worst nightmare, lost in the middle of the ocean. The cruise ship was turned around, retracing its route in a desperate search for any sign of Amy in the water. The US Coast Guard launched planes and cutters, scanning thousands of square miles of open ocean. Back on the ship, the crew questioned everyone, especially the two men last seen with Amy, Yellow and Blue. Alistair Yellow. Douglas claimed he left Amy on the deck and had not seen her since. His alibi was verified. The mysterious Blue had completely vanished. He was never identified or found on the passenger manifest. The official theory quickly emerged. Amy, possibly intoxicated or sleepwalking, had fallen overboard accidentally, but her family fiercely disputed this. Amy was a strong swimmer and afraid of heights, unlikely to climb a rail. There were no witnesses, no screams, and no CCTV footage that captured a fall. The sea gave up no clues. The Bradleys felt the cruise line was more interested in controlling the narrative than finding their daughter. Devastated but determined, the family refused to disembark in Aruba, staying to plead with local authorities. They printed and distributed thousands of missing flyers with Amy's photo across the island of Aruba. The flyers highlighted her most identifiable feature, a colorful tattoo of a sun and gecko on her lower back. With heavy hearts, they eventually returned to Virginia, leaving a part of their family behind in the Caribbean. The case went cold, but the Bradleys never gave up. They hired private investigators and tracked every lead. Then, a year later, a stunning break. A US Navy sailor reported seeing a woman matching Amy's description. He was in a shop in Curacao when a distressed blonde woman passed him a note pleading for help. Before he could react, she was rushed away by two intimidating, rough-looking local men. The sailor was certain the woman was Amy Bradley. He even recalled seeing her distinctive tattoo. This sighting changed everything. It suggested Amy had not fallen, but had been taken. She might be alive. The FBI now entered the case in earnest, investigating the possibility of abduction and trafficking. The Bradleys returned to the Caribbean, desperately following up on the sailor's shocking report. They combed through ports and beaches, showing Amy's picture to anyone who would look. Then, another potential sighting emerged from a Canadian tourist visiting a nearby island. The tourist claimed to have seen Amy dancing in a crowded local club, looking nervous and out of place. Most chillingly, the tourist reported that the woman was accompanied by several rough-looking men. The tourist even managed to take a photograph, though it was blurry and taken from a distance. The Bradley family became convinced that Amy was being held against her will somewhere in the Caribbean. Private investigators uncovered a dark underworld of human trafficking operating in the port cities. The theory emerged that Amy could have been targeted for abduction by an organized criminal group. These groups were known to prey on tourists in port cities, sometimes with help from crew members. Meanwhile, the FBI continued its investigation, following every lead across multiple Caribbean islands. Then came what seemed like the most credible lead yet: a woman's desperate call to the Bradley home. "I am with Amy," the caller whispered urgently. "She is alive and wants to come home." Before any details could be obtained, the call abruptly ended, leaving the family shocked and hopeful. Call tracing technology placed the call's origin from the island of Curaçao, the same port from their cruise. The family immediately flew back to the islands, working with local authorities to search for the caller. For weeks, they searched, following tips that led to remote villages and luxury resorts alike. Then, another potential breakthrough. A photo surfaced showing a woman with Amy's distinctive tattoo. The photo appeared to be taken at a beach bar, but the woman's face wasn't visible in the image. Forensic analysis confirmed the tattoo was identical to Amy's in every detail, giving new hope to the search. The tattoo photo ignited a massive new search across the Caribbean islands by international authorities. Investigators tracked the photo to a specific resort, but staff claimed the woman had left days earlier. The trail led to a known human trafficking ring that operated between several Caribbean nations. Undercover agents infiltrated the criminal network, hoping to find information about Amy's whereabouts. Meanwhile, the Bradley family appeared on television shows, keeping Amy's case in the public eye. They offered a $250,000 reward for information leading to Amy's safe return, a massive sum at the time. Several informants came forward with stories of seeing an American woman matching Amy's description. One claimed she was being moved between luxury yachts, kept isolated from other trafficking victims. The FBI coordinated raids on multiple properties based on these tips, but found no trace of Amy. As years passed, the investigations faced increasing obstacles and fading memories of witnesses. The Bradley family continued their quest, establishing a dedicated tip line and website for information. They worked with legislation to improve cruise ship safety and passenger protection protocols. In 2005, a new lead emerged from a woman who claimed to have been held with Amy years earlier. She described a sophisticated operation that targeted tourists for abduction and forced prostitution. According to her account, Amy had been moved to South America to serve wealthy clients there. International police agencies joined the search, conducting operations in Brazil and Venezuela. Despite these efforts, no concrete evidence emerged, and the South American lead eventually went cold. The family faced the painful reality that with each passing year, finding Amy became less likely. Yet they continued their advocacy, helping other families of missing cruise ship passengers. Amy's case remains one of the most mysterious and haunting disappearances in cruise ship history. In 2010, a mysterious email arrived from someone claiming to have crucial information about Amy's fate. The sender, using the alias Jazz, claimed to be a former associate of the trafficking organization. Jazz provided detailed descriptions of locations where American women were held in the Caribbean. The informant described a specific villa where a blonde American woman was kept under heavy guard. Investigators immediately began verifying the information, finding some details shockingly accurate. The FBI launched Operation Caribbean Trace, focusing on the locations mentioned in the email. Surveillance teams observed the villa for weeks, documenting numerous visitors and security patterns. They observed several women coming and going, but none matched Amy's description clearly enough. The breakthrough came when a woman was spotted sunbathing by the pool, showing a distinctive tattoo. The tattoo appeared to match Amy's unique sun and gecko design, giving authorities probable cause. A coordinated raid was planned, involving both US agents and local Caribbean police forces. At dawn, the raid commenced with teams approaching by land and sea to secure all exits. Inside, they found evidence of criminal activity, but the women had been moved hours earlier. The timing was too perfect. Someone had tipped off the traffickers about the impending raid. Back in Virginia, the Bradley family received a threatening phone warning them to stop searching. The voice warned, "Stop looking or you'll never see her again," before the line went dead. This threat, while frightening, confirmed their belief that Amy was alive and someone was hiding her. The FBI traced the threat to a burner phone purchased in Curacao, but the trail ended there. Despite this setback, the investigation revealed the massive scale of the trafficking operation. The organization had contacts in shipping, tourism, and even some government offices across multiple islands. As the years turned into decades, the active investigation slowly faded into a cold case file. The Bradley family, though older and wearier, never stopped searching for answers about their daughter. They maintained Amy's bedroom exactly as she left it, preserving any possible DNA evidence for the future. New technology emerged that allowed enhanced analysis of the few clues they had collected over the years. In 2017, facial recognition software analyzed the blurry tattoo photo with new, advanced algorithms. The results were inconclusive. The image quality was too poor for definitive scientific confirmation. The family continued receiving occasional tips, each one followed up with fading but persistent hope. Some leads suggested Amy might have been taken to the Middle East or kept in remote Caribbean compounds. Private investigators continued limited operations, but funding and viable leads gradually dried up. The cruise industry implemented new safety measures partly because of Amy's very public disappearance. Yet the fundamental mystery remained. How could someone vanish from a moving fortress in the ocean? Was it accident, foul play, or something more complex that took Amy from her family that night? The sea keeps its secrets well, and after so many years, the truth seems more distant than ever. Amy's case became a cautionary tale, changing how many travelers approach cruise ship safety. For the Bradley family, the not knowing became a lifelong sentence of waiting and wondering. They established a foundation to help other families of missing persons find closure and answers. The story of Amy Lynn Bradley remains one of the most haunting maritime mysteries of our time. Her photograph continues to circulate online, a digital ghost, forever young, while the world moves on. Somewhere, someone may still know what happened that early morning on the Rhapsody of the Seas. Until that truth emerges, Amy's vanishing serves as a permanent reminder of life's fragile nature.